Hello everyone and welcome back to the remote working series. I'm Francesco, and in this series what we're doing is covering the world of remote work. Now in today's feature we're going to be talking about a few tips for planning your remote work day. Now before we get started, I just wanted to thank Hive, who are the sponsor for this series. Now Hive is a project management software that teams can use across their day. Hive has a lot of awesome features like integrated chat, project views, project templates, and also hundreds of other available integrations. Now the team at Hive have given me 10% off for you guys to go and sign up for a Hive subscription, so just use the code REMOTEWORK and you'll get that. Now I'll include in the description below too my full thoughts on Hive in a full video as well. So when it comes to planning your day as a remote worker, it's very important to make sure that is a possibility, because when you're at home you need to be as productive as you can be and prove to those away from the office that you can be accountable at home. Now naturally, if you've been working remote for a couple of years now, you would have gotten into some sort of cadence, some sort of pattern and routine, but when you're getting started it's important to share a few tips and resources that might become helpful. Now the first one is a day planner, like using some sort of personal to-do list, maybe the ones we recommended in the last video, is a good way in planning your full day. I use it chronologically to plan my entire day, and I have this really nice morning routine that filters right into my nice work day. So having that and establishing that at the start is actually very valuable. So what I recommend doing is maybe writing your first couple of days as a remote worker out and making sure that you continually evolve this over time to make sure that you're being as effective as possible. Now the next thing is communication is really valuable. Obviously I work with a lot of clients at the moment, so being able to be available is very important for them. So make sure that you keep an eye on email and also the likes of things like Slack and Twist and Hive as well as resources that you can use to communicate with your team. I also use a calendar application as well as a good way to organize any meetings and activities that I have coming up. Now the one thing that you need to make sure of is if your team is in a different time zone or your team's customer is in a different time zone, to make sure that you're using tools and resources that can help you organize that. Now one I recommend is called timezone.io. It's actually a really good way to keep an eye on all the time zone or where your team are and at the moment, to keep an idea of maybe not disturbing them during their day, because if you are disturbing them you're potentially breaking their productivity pattern. So again, planning your day might mean actually planning your procrastination. What I recommend is actually taking a good 30 minutes to an hour lunch and making sure that you get all of your procrastination out in that one blast, because being at home can obviously cause some distractions and some temptations, so actually making sure and planning in your procrastination can be a good way to alleviate that pressure. So guys, there were some tips and useful advice when it comes to planning your remote work day. Again, this is a long process, so you're going to take a bit of time, maybe even a week, 2 weeks to really get comfortable, and what I recommend is continue to listen to other people who are remote working and continue to listen to people who are self-employed to try and get the best advice when it comes to establishing a good remote working routine. One of the final tips that I have is actually to bring your day into energy levels. So what I do, for example, is I have Mondays as like a way to create content day, Tuesdays as a go to a coffee shop and spend and work and do admin stuff, and Wednesday as a at home day, as well as Thursday, and then Friday again as a coffee shop day. So having these days themed is quite a neat way in organizing everything. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this feature. In the next video, we're going to be talking about a few myths around remote work and hopefully uncovering some of those so that it makes it become even cleaner and easier for you to understand whether remote work is for you. Just before we go guys, I want to thank Hive for sponsoring the series. There is a 10% off code in the description below, and you can go and watch my full review of Hive in the YouTube cards above. Anyway guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to have a great day, keep productive, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Cheers.